The colony world of Nova Meridian burned. Smoke billowed from shattered biodomes, their transparent shells now jagged monuments to destruction. Captain Marcus Chen watched through the cracked view screen of an emergency shuttle, his hands frozen on the control panel. Blood trickled from a gash above his right eye, mixing with the fine layer of ash that coated his face. Moments earlier, the Zarn battle cruisers had appeared without warning. Their crystalline hulls reflected the dying light of the colony's binary stars, sharp and predatory. Marcus had been coordinating the evacuation when the first energy weapon struck the central habitat complex. Thousands of lives vanished in an instant. Families, children, generations of human hope reduced to scattered atoms and burning debris. The shuttle's emergency systems blared a monotonous warning. Oxygen levels critical. Structural integrity compromised. Marcus barely heard them. His mind replayed the last moments before the attack. His younger sister's laugh during their morning call. His nephew showing off a science project. Now they were gone, like everything else. A sudden jolt interrupted his grief. The shuttle's automated systems detected an incoming rescue beacon. Someone else had survived. Marcus's military training kicked in, pushing through the shock and pain. He ran diagnostic checks, confirming the shuttle could maintain minimal life support for another 6 hours. The rescue ship approached with unexpected grace. Its design was unlike any military or civilian vessel Marcus had encountered. Sleek and angular, it moved with a precision that suggested advanced technology far beyond standard human engineering. As it drew closer, Marcus noticed intricate quantum dynamic stabilizers along its hull. Technology that shouldn't exist, at least not according to any current human design specifications. A tractor beam locked onto his damaged shuttle. Marcus braced himself, expecting the standard emergency extraction procedure. Instead, he experienced a moment of quantum displacement, a sensation that felt like being simultaneously everywhere and nowhere. When his vision cleared, he found himself in a medical bay that defied conventional understanding. "You're lucky to be alive, Captain Chen," a voice said from across the room. The speaker was a woman in her early 40s, with deep brown skin and eyes that seemed to contain entire mathematical universes. Her lab coat was adorned with quantum computational patches, each one representing a breakthrough that would make most research institutions weep with jealousy. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, she introduced herself, sliding a medical diagnostic tablet across a surface that seemed to shift between solid and liquid states. "Your physical trauma is significant, but not critical. The quantum stabilization field we used during extraction has already begun cellular regeneration." Marcus struggled to focus. "The colony?" he asked, his voice a rasp of desperation and grief. A holographic display flickered to life, showing the complete destruction of Nova Meridian. Zarn battle cruisers moved like predatory insects, systematically eliminating every trace of human presence. The scale of destruction was beyond anything Marcus had witnessed in his 15 years of military service. "They'd done this before," Dr. Rodriguez said, her voice carrying a dangerous undercurrent of controlled rage. "The Zarn Imperium has a history of total genocide. They don't just conquer, they eliminate. Your colony was one of 12 human settlements attacked in the last solar cycle." She pulled up additional files, each one a testament to systematic alien brutality. Entire colonies reduced to radioactive dust, populations erased. No survivors. But not this time, Rodriguez continued, her fingers dancing across a quantum interface display. Complex mathematical equations and stellar charts danced around her hands. "We've been preparing." While the military leadership argued and bureaucrats filed reports, some of us have been working on something different. Marcus watched as she manipulated what appeared to be a stellar cartography model. But something was wrong, or rather, something was extraordinarily right. The stars moved in ways that defied known physical laws. "What am I looking at?" he asked. Dr. Rodriguez's smile was both terrifying and beautiful. "The future of human survival," she responded. "And the Zarn's ultimate nightmare." The quantum research facility was anything but typical. Buried beneath the ice fields of Europa's research station, it hummed with an energy that seemed to bend reality itself. Marcus Chen walked beside Dr. Rodriguez, his body still recovering from the Nova Meridian attack. Cybernetic medical implants traced silver lines beneath his skin, a testament to the advanced healing technologies developed in humanity's most secretive laboratories. Quantum stellar manipulation isn't just a weapon, Rodriguez explained, her fingers tracing holographic star charts that pulsed with impossible geometries. It's a complete reimagining of astrophysical interaction. We're not just targeting stars, we're communicating with them. The facility's core was a massive spherical chamber where reality seemed to twist and fold. Quantum entanglement generators created intricate light patterns that danced between matter and pure energy. Massive computational arrays surrounded a central platform where what appeared to be a miniature star floated in perfect suspension. Marcus studied the technology with a military strategist's eye. "How did you even begin to conceptualize this?" he asked. Rodriguez's expression darkened. "Necessity. After losing my entire research team in a previous Zarn attack, I realized traditional defensive strategies were useless. We needed something that fundamentally changed the rules of engagement." A technician approached, her hands trembling slightly. "Dr. Rodriguez, we've detected a Zarn scout fleet entering the Centauri boundary. They're using a new quantum masking technology that makes traditional sensors obsolete." The room went silent. Everyone understood what this meant. The Zarn were testing humanity's defenses, probing for weakness. "Prepare the stellar resonance protocol," Rodriguez commanded. What followed was nothing short of scientific sorcery. The miniature star in the chamber began to oscillate, its quantum signature manipulated by complex algorithms that seemed to speak a language beyond human comprehension. Marcus watched in awe as Rodriguez's team worked with a precision that bordered on telepathic communication. The Zarn scout fleet approached what appeared to be a defenseless human outpost. Long-range sensors showed typical invasion patterns: precision strikes, systematic elimination of defensive infrastructure. They expected an easy conquest. They were wrong. At the exact moment, the Zarn began their attack run. The nearest star, previously thought to be a stable, predictable celestial body, began to behave in ways that defied all known astrophysical models. Its quantum signature was being manipulated at a fundamental level, creating a controlled micro-supernova that would have been impossible moments before. Quantum entanglement cascade initiated, a technician reported, her voice a mixture of scientific excitement and barely contained terror. The star erupted, but this was no ordinary stellar explosion. It was a surgically precise destruction that eliminated the entire Zarn scout fleet while leaving surrounding planetary systems completely untouched. The energy release was so controlled that it appeared almost deliberate, like a surgeon's scalpel instead of a blunt instrument. Marcus watched the holographic display, his military background struggling to comprehend what he was seeing. "That's not just a weapon," he whispered. "That's a message." Rodriguez nodded. "The universe just became our playground. And the Zarn just became our students." Communication intercepts began flooding the facility's systems. Zarn command frequencies were filled with confusion, terror, and something entirely new: fear. Not the fear of defeat, but the fear of something they couldn't understand. "They'll react quickly," Marcus warned. "This demonstration will provoke a response." "Let them come," Rodriguez replied, her eyes reflecting the dance of quantum energy surrounding them. "We're just getting started." Outside the facility, Europa's ice fields seemed to shimmer with a newfound potential. Humanity had just changed the rules of galactic warfare, and the universe would never be the same again. The Galactic communication hub on Nexus Prime buzzed with unprecedented activity. Holographic displays flickered with intercepted transmissions, each one painting a more chaotic picture of the human breakthrough. Representatives from over 200 alien civilizations watched in collective disbelief as preliminary reports of the Zarn scout fleet's annihilation spread like a quantum virus through interstellar networks. Ambassador Krelax of the Veronian Collective slammed 4 tentacular appendages onto the diplomatic conference table. His translucent exoskeleton rippled with agitation, chromatic patterns revealing layers of complex emotional states incomprehensible to human observers. "This is impossible," Krelax bellowed, his universal translator struggling to capture the nuanced rage. Stellar manipulation at this level suggests technological capabilities entries beyond current galactic understanding. Dr. Lyra Chen, Marcus's estranged sister and a renowned xenopolitical strategist, analyzed the data streams with calculated precision. Unlike her brother's military approach, Lyra specialized in the intricate dance of interstellar diplomacy. Her augmented neural implants processed information at speeds that made traditional computing look archaic. "It's not about the weapon," she responded, her voice calm and analytical. "It's about the methodology. Humanity has demonstrated something far more dangerous than a technological breakthrough. They've shown a fundamental reimagining of physical interaction." The Galactic Confederation's emergency session descended into chaos. Some alien representatives demanded immediate military action. Others advocated for diplomatic engagement. A few, the more intellectually curious species, saw an opportunity for unprecedented scientific collaboration. Meanwhile, deep within the classified research facility on Europa, Marcus Chen and Elena Rodriguez were preparing for the next phase of their strategic response. The stellar weapon was more than a defensive tool. It was a complete paradigm shift in understanding universal physics. The quantum entanglement protocols we've developed could revolutionize everything from interstellar communication to energy production, Rodriguez explained, manipulating holographic star charts that pulsed with impossible geometries. But the military applications are just the beginning. Chen studied the data, his military background constantly searching for potential vulnerabilities. The Zarn will not sit idle. They'll be analyzing every millisecond of that stellar event, trying to understand our methodology. A new communication channel opened. An encrypted transmission from a deep-cover intelligence operative embedded within the Zarn military hierarchy. The message was brief but revealing. Total panic had erupted within the Zarn command structure. Their entire military doctrine, built on overwhelming force and technological superiority, had been rendered obsolete in a single moment. "They're scared," Lyra Chen commented, joining the conversation through a quantum-encrypted communication link. "More importantly, they're confused. Our approach doesn't follow any recognized pattern of technological development." Rodriguez smiled, a dangerous expression that suggested multiple layers of strategic thinking. "Good. Confusion is our greatest weapon right now." The Galactic Confederation's emergency session continued, with Ambassador Krelax now leading a coalition demanding answers. Diplomatic channels became a complex web of threats, negotiations, and barely contained terror. "Humanity has always been an outlier," Lyra continued. "We don't approach problems linearly. Where other species see limitations, we see opportunities for radical reimagination." A new holographic display materialized, showing potential stellar weapon configurations that made the previous demonstration look almost primitive. Each configuration represented not just a weapon, but a fundamental challenge to existing understanding of physics, energy, and interstellar dynamics. Marcus watched his sister work, recognizing the familiar Chen family trait of turning scientific challenges into strategic opportunities. "We're not just changing the game," he said quietly. "We're rewriting the entire rulebook." Rodriguez nodded. "And the universe is about to learn that humanity is not just another species to be categorized and dismissed." Outside the research facility, Europa's ice fields seemed to shimmer with potential. Quantum generators pulsed with an energy that suggested something momentous was about to unfold, a new chapter in galactic history, written by a species that refused to be defined by conventional limitations. The underground complex beneath the United Earth Government headquarters in New Singapore was a labyrinth of secrets. Admiral Gregory Hawthorne sat in a soundproofed chamber, his weathered hands tracing the edge of a classified data crystal. Around him, Holographic displays showed fragmented intelligence reports, each one a potential lever of galactic power. "We can't allow Rodriguez to maintain sole control," Hawthorne muttered to his aide, Commander Jessica Reyes. "The stellar weapon technology represents the most significant strategic asset in human history." Reyes shifted uncomfortably. She knew the subtext of his statement. This was about more than national security. This was about power, pure and simple. Across the city, in a quantum-shielded research lab, Dr. Elena Rodriguez worked tirelessly. Her latest breakthrough involved creating quantum resonance maps that could predict stellar behavior with unprecedented accuracy. Each algorithm was a work of art, each calculation a step beyond current scientific understanding. Marcus Chen watched her work, sensing something was wrong. "You've been receiving encrypted communications," he said, not a question but a statement. Rodriguez's hands paused momentarily, a microscopic tell that confirmed his suspicion. "Military oversight is becoming complicated," she admitted. The truth was far more dangerous. A consortium of corporate and military interests had been quietly moving pieces into place. The stellar weapon wasn't just a defensive technology. It was the ultimate bargaining chip in an interstellar marketplace of power. Deep within the communication networks, a carefully constructed plan began to unfold. Admiral Hawthorne had cultivated connections across multiple government and corporate entities. Each connection was a potential pathway to monetizing the stellar weapon technology. "The Proxima Consortium is offering 10 trillion credits for preliminary research," Rise reported, sliding an encrypted data packet across the holographic interface. Hawthorne's laugh was cold. "They have no idea what they're buying." The first attempt to breach Rodriguez's security came subtly, a seemingly routine audit request buried within layers of bureaucratic documentation. But Marcus caught it, a quantum signature that didn't quite match standard protocol. "They're planning to extract you," Marcus told Rodriguez, his military training revealing layers of potential threats. Rodriguez's response was unexpected. She pulled up a series of quantum-encrypted files that seemed to dance between existence and non-existence. "They don't understand what they're dealing with," she said quietly. "This technology isn't something that can be simply handed over." A secondary communication channel activated, Lyra Chen's encrypted link breaking through the facility's protective barriers. "We've detected multiple shadow corporations initiating acquisition protocols," she warned. "Someone wants to sell the stellar weapon to the highest bidder." The conspiracy ran deeper than anyone imagined. Corporate interests from multiple star systems had been tracking the development of the stellar weapon. Some wanted to weaponize it, others to control its distribution. Each saw it as the ultimate technological asset. An assassination attempt came without warning. A specialized quantum disruptive device designed to completely neutralize Rodriguez's quantum computational network. Marcus's reflexes saved her. He detected the quantum signature milliseconds before activation and initiated a complete system lockdown. "They'll keep coming," Marcus warned. "As long as the weapon exists, there will be those who want to control it." Rodriguez's response was a quantum algorithm that seemed to laugh in the face of traditional security protocols. "Let them try," she said, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces that seemed to reshape reality with each touch. The battle was no longer just against external alien threats. Humanity's greatest challenge came from within. The constant struggle between scientific innovation and the corrupting influence of power. Outside the research facility, the stars seemed to wait, silent witnesses to a conflict that would reshape the very understanding of technological potential. Lyra Chen's final transmission that night was cryptic but clear. "The weapon is more than a technology. It's a philosophy of existence, and some will kill to control that philosophy." The void between star systems transformed into a canvas of impending destruction. 10,000 Zarn battle cruisers advanced in a formation that defied traditional military doctrine. A massive, seemingly impenetrable wall of technological might. Each ship represented generations of warfare technology, quantum shield generators that could deflect entire planetary arsenals, and weapons capable of sterilizing entire ecosystems in milliseconds. At the humanity's Central Command, a holographic display tracked the invasion fleet's progression. Quantum probability matrices calculated potential defensive strategies, each one more desperate than the last. Traditional military minds would have seen certain defeat. Dr. Elena Rodriguez saw something entirely different. It's not about stopping them, she explained to Marcus Chen, her fingers dancing across a quantum computational interface that seemed to breathe with living intelligence. It's about teaching them. The Zarn fleet commander, Grand Strategist Fornak, believed victory was inevitable. Humanity's previous technologies had been laughably primitive. Their colonies had fallen with minimal resistance in past encounters. This would be no different. He was wrong. As the first wave of Zarn ships crossed the critical boundary marker, Rodriguez initiated the Stellar Cascade Protocol. It wasn't a weapon in any traditional sense. It was a fundamental reimagining of stellar physics, a language of destruction written in the basic code of universal interaction. The first star began to shift. Quantum manipulators, devices so advanced they bordered on scientific mysticism, began to interact with the star's fundamental quantum structure. To an outside observer, it would appear impossible. Stars don't simply change their behavior. They don't become weapons. But humanity had other ideas. The star's quantum signature began to oscillate, not violently, but with a precision that suggested deliberate communication. Vornak's tactical displays erupted in confusion. Quantum interference patterns blocked standard scanning technologies. The star itself seemed to become something else, a living weapon that defied all known physical laws. Stellar resonance at 78% potential, a technician reported, her voice a mixture of scientific excitement and controlled terror. Marcus watched the tactical display, his military background struggling to comprehend the scale of what was happening. This wasn't just destruction. This was a fundamental challenge to the universe's established rules. The first wave of Zarn ships disappeared, not destroyed, not vaporized, simply removed from existence. The star had become a quantum eraser, eliminating matter with surgical precision. Surrounding planetary systems remained untouched. It was as if the Zarn fleet had never existed. Vornak's communication channels erupted in pure chaos. Tactical reports became nonsensical streams of data. An entire invasion force, 10,000 ships representing generations of military might, simply ceased to exist. Cascade protocol complete, Rodriguez reported, her voice eerily calm. Lyra Chen, monitoring from the diplomatic communication hub, intercepted the Zarn's encrypted transmissions. The terror was palpable. This wasn't just a military defeat. This was a complete shattering of their understanding of universal physics. They're not just beaten, Lyra reported. They're fundamentally broken. The stellar cascade was more than a weapon. It was a message. Humanity wasn't just another species to be conquered. They were something else entirely. A civilization capable of reimagining the very fabric of reality. As the last quantum resonance faded, something unexpected happened. The star began to stabilize, its quantum signature returning to a state of perfect equilibrium. It was as if the entire event had been a carefully orchestrated scientific demonstration. Marcus turned to Rodriguez, a mixture of awe and concern in his eyes. "What have you done?" Her smile was both terrifying and beautiful. "We just changed the rules of existence," she responded. "And the universe is going to have to catch up." Outside the command center, stars seemed to shimmer with newfound potential. Humanity had just demonstrated that they were no longer just another species in the galactic ecosystem. They were something more, architects of universal potential. The Xenorchaeological Research Station on Kepler 452 bits became ground zero for humanity's most unexpected challenge. Dr. Amara Okoro stood before a holographic display that defied all scientific comprehension, her dark eyes reflecting a mixture of terror and unprecedented excitement. The artifacts had begun to appear 3 standard cycles after the Zarn invasion's destruction. Quantum-resonant objects materialized in research laboratories across multiple star systems, each one a fragment of technology so advanced it seemed to exist between states of matter and pure information. These are not Zarn technologies, Okoro told the assembled team of researchers. These are something else. Some alien civilizations began to worship humanity. The Nexarian Collective, a species of energy-based lifeforms, constructed massive quantum temples dedicated to what they called the stellar architects. Their communication networks buzzed with mythological interpretations of humanity's capabilities. Other species plotted in silence. Marcus Chen found himself in an unexpected role. No longer just a military strategist, he became a bridge between humanity's scientific pioneers and the complex galactic political landscape. His quarters on the diplomatic station were a constant stream of encrypted communications, diplomatic overtures, and carefully managed threats. Dr. Elena Rodriguez struggled with the psychological aftermath of the stellar weapons demonstration. Each night, quantum interference dreams plagued her sleep. She saw stars being born and dying simultaneously, universes collapsing and expanding in fractional moments. It's not just a weapon, she confided in Marcus during a rare moment of vulnerability. We've opened something. A door that can't be closed. The quantum artifacts continued to appear. Some contained fragments of mathematical equations so complex they seemed to rewrite the fundamental laws of physics. Others were biological interfaces that suggested technology centuries beyond current understanding. Lyra Chen's diplomatic analysis revealed a fracturing of galactic power structures. The Zarn Imperium had been more than a military force. They were a stabilizing element in a complex interstellar ecosystem. Their sudden and total elimination created a power vacuum that threatened to consume entire sectors. We didn't just defeat an enemy, Lyra reported during a classified briefing. We fundamentally altered the galactic balance of power. Research teams discovered the artifacts weren't random. They seemed to be a deliberate communication, a message from something beyond current scientific understanding. Each object contained quantum-encoded information that suggested a deeper purpose. The most unsettling discovery came from an unexpected source. Dr. Okoro's team found evidence that the artifacts were not just technological remnants. They were seeds, quantum-encoded potential waiting to be activated. It's like they're waiting for something, she told Marcus during a late-night research session, as if the entire stellar weapon event was just the first step in a much larger process. Diplomatic channels became a complex web of fear, opportunity, and barely contained chaos. Some alien civilizations sent envoys, others prepared for potential conflict. A few began to study humanity with a mixture of terror and reverence. The quantum temples of the Nexarian Collective grew. Massive structures that seemed to exist in multiple dimensional states simultaneously, each one a testament to humanity's newfound reputation as cosmic architects. Rodriguez's research took an unexpected turn. The stellar weapon technology began to reveal applications far beyond military use. Preliminary studies suggested the potential to heal dying stars, terraform impossible worlds, and fundamentally reshape astronomical systems. We're not just a species anymore, she told Marcus. We're becoming something else. The stars themselves seemed to watch, waiting, observing, as if humanity had just passed some cosmic test that no one fully understood. In the depths of space, something stirred. The quantum artifacts pulsed with a light that was neither matter nor energy, a promise of something yet to come. Humanity had changed the rules, and the universe was about to respond. The quantum diplomatic nexus hung in the void between star systems, a massive artificially constructed meeting space that existed in a state of quantum suspension. Delegates from 217 distinct civilizations assembled, each species represented by holographic projections that defied traditional concepts of physical presence. Lyra Chen stood at the center of this cosmic gathering, her neural implants processing multiple communication streams simultaneously. She was humanity's primary representative, chosen not for military might, but for her ability to navigate the most complex diplomatic terrain in galactic history. What we've demonstrated, Lyra began, her voice translated across multiple quantum communication bands, is not a threat. It's an invitation. The crystalline arbiter of the Zendarian consensus, a being composed of living crystal matrices, pulsed with agitation. Its communication tendrils projected holographic representations of humanity's stellar weapon demonstration, each replay a wound to their collective understanding. Destruction is not invitation, the arbiter responded, its crystalline structure fracturing slightly with each word. You have eliminated an entire civilization without negotiation, without mercy. Lyra's response was calculated. The Zarn Imperium was not a civilization. It was a systemic threat to sentient life across multiple star systems. Our action was a form of cosmic immune response. Representatives from the quantum collective, energy-based life forms that existed in states beyond traditional biological understanding, seemed to shimmer with excitement. They saw humanity's action not as an act of war, but as an evolutionary breakthrough. Dr. Elena Rodriguez monitored the diplomatic session remotely, her quantum computational interface providing real-time analysis of every communication nuance. Marcus Chen stood beside her, his military background now transformed into a strategic diplomatic asset. "They're missing the point," Rodriguez muttered, her fingers tracing complex mathematical projections. "This isn't about destruction. It's about potential." The diplomatic session revealed layers of galactic politics that had remained hidden for millennia. The Zarn Imperium had been more than a military force. They were a stabilizing mechanism that kept smaller civilizations in check. Their elimination created a power vacuum that threatened entire sectors of galactic civilization. A representative from the Chlorophyll Collective, a species of sentient plant-based intelligences, presented a surprising perspective. "Your weapon is not a weapon," the delegate communicated through a complex series of biochemical projections. "It is a form of cosmic gardening. You have pruned a dangerous growth." Lyra seized the moment. Her presentation began to unfold, not a defense of humanity's actions, but a comprehensive analysis of the systemic threats the Zarn Imperium had represented. Star charts showed centuries of conquered civilizations. Quantum-encoded historical records revealed systematic xenocide that had gone unchallenged. "We are not asking for permission," Lyra stated clearly. "We are declaring a new understanding of cosmic interaction." The diplomatic session became something more than a political gathering. It transformed into a philosophical confrontation about the nature of technological advancement, cosmic responsibility, and the evolution of sentient life. Marcus Chen noticed something unusual in the quantum communication streams. The artifacts discovered after the Zarn's destruction were beginning to resonate, subtle quantum signatures that suggested a deeper purpose. "They're watching," he whispered to Rodriguez. "This isn't just a diplomatic meeting. It's some kind of test." The quantum collective's representative made a startling declaration. "Humanity has demonstrated a level of cosmic awareness that transcends traditional technological development. You are not merely a species. You are becoming something else." Lyra's final statement hung in the quantum communication space like a living theorem. "We are offering a new way of existing, not through conquest, not through destruction, but through understanding." As the diplomatic session concluded, something fundamental had changed. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had transformed from a marginal species to a cosmic force that could not be ignored, dismissed, or easily understood. The stars themselves seemed to watch and wait, silent witnesses to a transformation beyond comprehension. The reclamation project began in the most unexpected place, a research outpost orbiting a dying star system that had been marked for permanent abandonment. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the quantum interface, her hands moving through holographic projections that seemed to breathe with living intelligence. "We're not just saving a star system," she explained to Marcus Chen. "We're rewriting the fundamental language of cosmic restoration." 5 years had passed since the Zarn Imperium's destruction. Humanity had transformed from a marginal species to the most significant technological force in the known galaxy. But this wasn't conquest. This was something far more complex. The quantum artifacts discovered after the stellar weapons demonstration had revealed themselves to be more than simple technological remnants. They were seeds of potential, encoded instructions for cosmic reconstruction that went beyond any known scientific understanding. Lyra Chen's diplomatic corps had become something entirely new. Not a traditional diplomatic service, but a cosmic mediation team that helped emerging civilizations navigate the rapidly changing galactic landscape. Her neural implants processed information across multiple dimensional states, creating bridges between species that had existed in isolation for millennia. The research outpost became a symbol of humanity's new approach. Where other civilizations saw a dying star system, Rodriguez and her team saw an opportunity for complete planetary resurrection. Quantum-level terraforming technologies began to reshape entire planetary ecosystems. Extinct species were reconstructed from quantum-encoded genetic memories. Entire planetary climates were rebalanced with mathematical precision. "We're not conquerors," Marcus often said during international briefings. "We're architects of possibility." The quantum collective, the energy-based life forms that had first recognized humanity's potential, became close collaborators. Their understanding of dimensional physics complemented humanity's emerging technologies in ways no one could have predicted. Unexpected alliances formed. The Chlorophyll Collective began joint research projects that merged biological understanding with quantum computational technologies. Entire new fields of study emerged: cosmic ecology, quantum biosystems engineering, dimensional reconstruction. Rodriguez's most significant breakthrough came unexpectedly. The stellar weapon technology had a secondary application that transformed scientific understanding. It could heal dying stars, restart planetary cores, and restore ecosystems that had been damaged by millennia of conflict. "This is our true weapon," she told a gathering of interstellar researchers. "The ability to create, not just destroy." Marcus Chen's role evolved. No longer a military strategist, he became a bridge between technological innovation and practical implementation. His team worked on developing ethical frameworks for the emerging technologies, ensuring that humanity's newfound capabilities would not repeat the mistakes of previous galactic civilizations. The quantum artifacts continued to reveal their secrets. Each discovery was a new chapter in understanding, not just technological potential, but the fundamental nature of existence itself. Lyra's diplomatic reports suggested something even more profound was happening. Humanity was becoming a stabilizing force in a galaxy that had known only conflict. The power vacuum left by the Zarn Imperium was being filled not by conquest, but by cooperation, scientific exchange, and a radical new approach to cosmic interaction. "We're not expanding," Lyra explained during a critical diplomatic session. "We're connecting." The research outpost became a symbol of this new approach. Where the stellar weapon had once represented destruction, it now represented restoration. Entire planetary systems that had been marked for permanent abandonment were being reconstructed. Species thought extinct were being reborn through quantum-encoded genetic memories. As the dying star at the center of the research system began to stabilize, something remarkable happened. The quantum artifacts began to resonate in a pattern that suggested something beyond current scientific understanding. A message, perhaps, or an invitation. Marcus watched Rodriguez's work, recognizing that they had become something more than researchers or diplomats. They were architects of a new cosmic understanding. "What are we becoming?" he asked quietly. Rodriguez's smile was both terrifying and beautiful. "Everything," she responded. "Absolutely everything." The stars outside the research station seemed to pulse with a light that was neither matter nor energy, a promise of something yet to come. Humanity had changed the rules, and the universe was just beginning to respond.